Okay, good evening and welcome to the January 3rd, 2017 meeting of the Budget Finance Committee. We need to approve some minutes that were done last year. The first one is for March 7th, 2016.
Make a motion to approve as, if I remember correctly, amended.
As amended, correct.
Second that motion.
All in favor? Okay. Also, the minutes of April 11th, 2016.
Motion to move those minutes.
All in favor? Okay, and I did send you all copies so that you've had an opportunity to read them.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman, I missed who seconded that last motion.
I seconded. Okay. And the last one is September 27th, 2016. Motion, please.
Motion to
Nick?
accept.
Nick the
as
motion,
amended.
Brian to second. Okay. The next item on the agenda is old business, which I'm going to move to the bottom for today. And new business is to review the 2017 budget development schedule, which is attached. The next meeting we will have officially would be February 21st, where we will review the proposed municipal budget expenditures for half the departments. And we do this to try to keep it around 9 o'clock as an end time. The second one will be March 7th, which will be the second department head review, which again, we try to keep it around 9 o'clock as an end time. And then the third one will be the March 28th, which is the Budget Finance Committee and the Selectmen's Workshop together. No votes are taken that night. And then April 18th, which is the key meeting for this organization, will be the Budget Finance Committee to vote on recommendations to the municipal budget. Okay. Again, the key meeting for everybody to attend would be the April 18th meeting. Some of you have kindly emailed me with absences, and that's fine. I thank you for doing that. So, as far as I know, nobody will be absent on the 18th of April.
Mr. Chair, when the budget is distributed to us on February 10th, will that also include the schedule for which
Yes.
departments? Okay. We'll
And
do
I
that each night.
have asked Don to keep it the same as last year.
Great. Thank
Okay,
you.
so if you have last year's, I think the library and public works was in one, and fire department was in second, if I remember correctly. So,
Great.
but he will send it out.
Thank you.
Okay. So that's it for that. Any public comment? Seeing none. Any budget finance committee comment? Anybody care to make a comment?
Is this my time to
No,
bring
I'm
up that
gonna-
issue?
okay, now-
Okay.
I'm gonna go now and revisit old business.
Cool. That is old
And
business,
I'm
right?
gonna go first.
So,
I'm gonna go first.
oh, sir, I apologize. Pushy, isn't he?
I had recommended an ordinance change. And the ordinance change was to do a couple of things. One, to bring in the actual practice of voting for a vice chairman in our group, consistent with other committees in town. And the other one was to align a replacement if somebody resigns. I have not gone any further on those at this point, and it's all Brian's fault, because he brought up a very valid point, and we want to take a couple minutes and discuss that point now. This committee is 9 members. A simple majority would be 5. And now I'm going to let you take it from there. We've always asked that 5 committee members approve a motion, either for or against. It will take 5 committee members.
So,
How's that?
yeah, exactly. The current ordinance states that a motion can only be approved by a majority of the committee members, so you have to have a majority of 5. And my question is, if you have 4 people, committee members in attendance, as an example, but it could be less dramatic than that. It could be 7 and have you can't. So let's just say there's 6 people are here, and it's 4-2, that motion would not pass. So my thought was, could we make the ordinance be a majority of committee members present?
Right.
Assuming we had a quorum.
Right, and I don't know what that number is. Or
That number would
percentage
be-
is.
That number
Five.
could be as low as 3,
Oh, okay.
assuming there would be 5 members, which is a quorum of the group,
Yeah.
then 3 to carry the vote.
So, I
If
mean,
we do a
rather-
simple majority,
Okay.
5 present,
Okay,
3 to
five
carry
present.
group.
If you had less than that, then
If you have less than that, I don't think you have a legal meeting.
Yeah, okay, that's it.
So
That's it?
my issue with that, I have 2 issues with that. It was put in the ordinance as an incentive to have people attend the meetings. In the past, in this committee and in other committees, people have gotten on the committee to either stuff a resume or an obituary, one or the other, and not attend.
I think we
The
should go
meetings
around
are
and find out
proper.
what each of us is on for.
I'm going for the latter.
He's going for the,
He's
I'm
sugarcoating it.
retired, I'm going
He's
for the latter.
sugarcoating it.
Okay.
He already bought his plot.
The other one, and more importantly, if there's only 5 show up and somebody has to abstain from the vote, you abstain,
Right.
I have 2 I need to abstain from this year. Steve has 1, possibly. So that would knock that 3 right out, and then we would not have the ability to come up with a vote. So I think for that reason, I would like to leave that alone. I would like to leave that at 5 to approve or deny a motion, either way. If we don't have 5 under the current ordinance, then we are voting on what the selectmen's recommendation would be, and we would make no recommendation because we could not vote. Okay, so that's what I see us being there.
Hmm.
Okay. I think Brian and I want to throw that out for discussion. I don't think we want to do anything tonight on it, but I think we want to just,
I know they were saying, I remember Rolf last year was
Yeah.
saying we have to kind of decide at the beginning of the year how we go about doing it. But I don't know if it's an ordinance, I don't know if it's even as simple as that.
technically, I think it has to be an ordinance, and I think we have to change the ordinance, and if we do change it, it should be done by April 21st this year so that we can get it into the town meeting. Okay.
So it wouldn't be in effect for this year anyway?
It would not be in effect for this year. Right. So there's plenty of time to think about it. If you would like, we can all digest that and bring it up in the next meeting. If we have time, we'll set aside a few minutes at the end to do that. Does anybody, go ahead, Nick.
Just a question, has there been a case where that's happened?
Last
many
year,
times?
there was a case, and this is why Brian brought it up. There was a case where there was a 4-4 on a vote, which ties fail, and then another 4-4 vote, and that failed. And then it had to come up to, I forget what we did. I think we moved the lesser amount on the library.
Yeah,
I
I
think
can't
that's where it
remember what
was, and it went
ultimately
into the
happened,
lesser
but-
amount. But that's why this issue being raised. Last year was 4-4, 2 4-4 votes.
And they failed not because they were tied, we failed because it didn't have 5 votes.
Didn't have 5 votes.
So ultimately, it was the same outcome, and it was less about that particular vote, and it was more about the what-ifs.
Yes, less about the subject, but it is about the words. Yeah.
Yeah.
The contingencies, yes, sir.
You said with there's 9 members of the board,
Right.
what happens if you went with 12 members of the board?
It was hard enough getting you here.
There's more truth than that, then.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's something to think about, whether we want to increase the membership of this board or not. We have trouble getting 9 members.
I'm surprised.
It's a pretty fun committee.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
To me, it just seems like that as the committee, we need to have 5 people vote for something to
Right.
really make it go. And anything less than that wouldn't be good, and either we postpone the meeting or we do something, but whatever we vote for, I think 5 out of 9 of us need to agree to that to to really make it valid.
One of my concerns as I thought about it, and I'm sure Brian's thought about it too, is if we had like a $3 million bond issue, I wouldn't want that really decided for 3 people.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, that's like, wait a minute, that's
point.
not the way it's supposed to work.
No.
So-
I am for leaving it as at 5, and Brian, I think, would like to at least consider a change.
Yeah, I'm not falling on a sword about
Yeah.
it. But there was one other thought, Marshall.
Yep.
I was just thinking about the abstentions. Being a small town, there's many of us who have people that are related to us or et cetera that are involved in different
Right.
committees. So abstentions would actually reduce the number of, you would have to have more people in attendance or because the abstention doesn't get included. So if you had a situation where out of 9, let's just say 8 of us were here,
Mm-hmm.
and there was, and I'm making this extreme probably, but, and if I can do the math, if I did 4 people who had to abstain for some reason, you wouldn't be able to pass the motion.
That's correct.
But maybe in that case, then it shouldn't be passed, because then again, it would just be that we wouldn't
Too
have
much of a
a,
conflict of interest.
yeah, we wouldn't have a vote on the thing, so, yeah. I just want to make sure we get the work done that we are responsible for doing, which is to be a check and balance upon the select board, not because the select board needs it per se, but because I think the town benefits from seeing 2 points of view and 2
Exactly.
perspectives.
It's not up to us to rubber stamp the selectmen's budget recommendations. This is up to us to investigate and decide independently, and most of the time we agree. On the final vote of the year, if the fire department comes in with a budget of $10 and the selectmen approve the $10, we cannot increase that amount. We can only approve that amount or recommend a lesser amount. So that's where another issue may come in.
I
Okay?
didn't realize that.
Yes, you cannot increase the selectmen's.
At the town meeting, that's true, but is that true for us?
It's also for us. Somebody reminded me of that last year.
Well, there you go. Learn something new every day.
If you're not careful.
If you're not
If you're
careful.
not careful.
Okay. Can we all
Thank you.
jelly that around a little bit and bring it up next time? Anything else?
How does the ordinance read for us if, say you miss 4 meetings in a row? Don't we have something on ordinance saying that you're out, or you have the
3 unexcused.
excuse?
You know, Diane, husband is on the road crew tonight. She couldn't come here. She emailed me and let me know. Perfect. Perfect.
And that's one abstention on that vote.
Well, that would be,
So
a
we
lack
can't
of a vote.
There's another abstention, but.
And if it was fire department, so that'd be 2. So. Okay. Motion to adjourn?
May I ask one
Yes,
other quick
sir.
question? I'm
Yes, sir.
sorry, and I'm not trying to make this longer than it needs to be. Would you like to have questions start to come to you now? Like I was looking at December numbers.
Fine.
I mean, would the town prefer that, or do they want it all kind of?
I think if I were Don, and I can't speak for Don, but if I were Don, I'd want them as they came in.
Okay.
Because it would be less time for me to,
If I were Sue or Nancy, or not Nancy, Kathy,
Kathy.
I would rather have.
Okay.
Mhm.
Very good.
as they come in.
And we
I have a
funnel
couple
to you,
myself
you
on
funnel
this
to them.
Yes, and then they funnel back to me and I funnel to you. Everybody's always on the same page at the same time.
Love it. I wasn't here to vote you in for chairman or vice chairman, but I'm very pleased and glad
I have that
you're
in my
both here.
notebook over here.
We just approved those minutes here.
Very happy to have you both in those positions.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We all set?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Second. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bill.